the summer league from this past summer, and how that was sort of an eye-opening moment in terms of what you were capable of doing this level, and then that's obviously translated into this season. And you're young in your career, and this is a great question to ask you 10 years from now, and I hope your game has evolved where this question doesn't get asked, but do you get upset that the other parts of your game and your other skills, all the things we've talked about, don't get appreciated as much because you're such a good shooter? Or because maybe that's your reputation?
For sure. Like I came into the league and everybody was saying 3 and D, and I mean I still hear that quite a bit. Like he's a good shooter. He plays hard on defense. So I mean, yes and no. I mean, like I said, I'm not really the guy that like wants all type of praise and recognition, but I'm gonna continue to work on those parts of my game until it's known that I'm an all-around guy and can do multiple things on the offensive end of the floor specifically.
Did you have a welcome to the league moment?
I mean, it was probably last year when we played the Lakers. It was like our 4th game of the year. I mean, we started out the year, I think, played like Orlando, Cleveland. So not to say anything bad about, those teams or anything like that. I mean, obviously Cleveland's doing some special stuff this year, but, I hadn't seen like any true superstars yet. And then I think game 4, we play a healthy Lakers team. And it's like, LeBron, AD, all of them. And I'm picking up LeBron full court, and it's like the end of the quarter. So like I'm trying to be pesky on the ball, and he just put a forearm on me, and I'm like, oh my God, this dude's strong as shit. But so that was kind of like my welcome to the league moment. Just like, I mean, I've fulfilled a lifelong dream of mine. Obviously he's special talent, one of the greatest players to ever do it. And it was eye-opening for me for sure.
Was LeBron sort of the guy for you growing up? Because I was just thinking about, I grew up with LeBron. We played against each other in high school. We did camps together. I think I met LeBron when we were 15 years old. Yeah. So for me, it wasn't him. For sure. For me, when I got to the league, it was Kobe. Yeah. I couldn't believe I got to play against Kobe, which was wild. But for you, was it LeBron?
No. So I mean, I was like when I was older, through my high school, middle school years, is when he was really in the finals every year. So that's kind of where that comes from. But when I was a kid, I mean, I like Dwayne Wade, Kobe, of course. Reggie Miller was an Indiana kid that used to shoot the ball like crazy. So those were like my 3 guys that I really, really loved as a kid. Like I had a big Dwayne Wade poster in my living room or in my bedroom.
I'm very curious about Dillon Brooks. We've talked about him. We've mentioned him. I want to know more about him. Guy comes to press conferences wearing fur coats. This swag and the self-confidence is off the charts to me.
It is.
What's it like to be around him on a daily basis?
I mean, you hit the nail on the head with the self-confidence is through the roof. I mean, you can't really say anything to that dude, but the crazy thing is he's got like the biggest heart out of anybody I know. Really nice guy, would give the shirt off his back for somebody. And like basketball is just like the place that he can let out like all of his aggression and anger. And I mean, he's not shy, with his play, with what he wears, with what he says. I mean, he's a confident dude. I don't know where that comes from, but, ever since I've known him, he's fearless.
Do you agree with the assessment that you guys talk the most shit in the league?
Yeah, I think we're up there for sure.
I mean, 3 different people have said that.
I think that, we're just young. Like, we don't know any better. I mean, we kind of spoke to it earlier, but anything goes with the Grizzlies.
I know Ja's the best player on the team.
Yeah.
There's something about Dillon. I feel like he's the heart and soul of the team. Is that accurate?
I would say that that's very much so. I mean, even with him being sidelined for the majority of the year, I mean, you felt his presence. And I don't know how much you can say that about other guys on our team. If they were to miss this amount of time, they would still be able to contribute, just from a leadership standpoint, from a attention to detail standpoint, an eagerness to still win standpoint. He's a winner through and through.
What do you think makes Jaren? We were talking about this last episode. What do you think makes Jaren so good defensively?
He doesn't care. I mean, I think that, as a big man that protects the rim, you got to be fearless. When anybody's driving in there, being willing to be that guy that's rotating, and you may end up on the wrong side of a poster every now and then, or pick up a foul, or whatever the case may be. I mean, he's going for everything, and obviously he has great ability to move for a guy that's 7 foot and can switch out onto different guys and guard the perimeter, guard wings, guard bigs. I mean, he's versatile on the defensive end. He's special talent for sure.